Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. What do we have here? Osimhen news is back again on the other side of the coin. Seems like there could be a swap situation between Victor Osimhen and Romelu Lukaku. Napoli, as we know, they want Romelu Lukaku badly. He is their number one striker option. Look, let's go through all the news that has dropped over the last 24 hours in regards to this Osimhen Lukaku situation, and then we'll give our verdict after that. And of course, like always, I want to know exactly how you guys feel about this situation as well, whether the player makes sense, whether this whole swap makes sense. Is it really realistic? Let me know in the comment section. And like always, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Now, let's get on with this. Firstly, coming from Fabrizio Romano, lots of information coming from Fabrizio Romano. Napoli could be open to discussing Osimhen in talks with Chelsea over Lukaku. Now, Osimhen Lukaku swap, look, generally, from an accounting point of view, swaps don't happen. We're going to sell a player and they're going to sell a player to us, and then we're going to have them in separate transactions in the book. But from a theoretical point, yes, it kind of looks like it's a swap. They won Lukaku. We potentially won Osimhen. That's what's getting touted around. And from that perspective, this swap deal could be realistic. Now, let's move on with more news in regards to this. Let's see if Chelsea could find a way with Napoli, because Chelsea always said no clause and no big salary. Because Osimhen has a big salary at Napoli, Napoli could be willing to open the door to Osimhen to Chelsea in order to bring in Lukaku, but depends on Chelsea. So a couple of things here. We're not going to pay that release clause because it's just too much. And we're definitely not going to pay the salary that Osimhen probably wants. He's already on high wages in Napoli. We're not going to give him anything more than 150k. That is our capping at the moment. I don't think since the last 12 months, since the last summer window, we've not really handed out anyone more than 150k. I know in the first window, when our new owners came in, they were just willy-nilly handing out money as well, but all of that has stopped. So two things: no big transfer fee and no salary. So we continue on from this perspective. You think it's not really realistic, is it, for this deal to happen? Fabrizio Romano further goes on to say Chelsea could consider signing Osimhen if the conditions on the deal change. Napoli now open to talking to Chelsea about it. So we already know the two things that need to change: transfer fee and salary. So if they change, potentially there could be a deal. Let's see what else is being said. Napoli could also be open to discussing Victor Osimhen as part of Romelu Lukaku talks with Chelsea. So whatever the release clauses, I think the release clause was something crazy, 120 million or even more, I think. And Napoli, in recent weeks, since they've seen that Victor Osimhen's interest from other clubs are getting put off because of this high release clause, I think they might have reduced. They're open to reducing it. Now, we know we want roughly around 30 million odd for Romelu Lukaku, and Napoli obviously wants a decent amount of money for Victor Osimhen. Can we perhaps offset the 30 million and get a little bit more discount? Maybe then there could be, so let's say the release clause comes down to 100 million, 30 million for Romelu Lukaku, somewhere around 60 to 70 million. Maybe a deal can be done for Victor Osimhen. I don't know, perhaps. But then there is still the hurdle of the personal terms with salary. Osimhen said yes to PSG, but deal is in standby between clubs. So once again, he's apparently said yes to PSG as per Fabrizio Romano. PSG, obviously, they've lost Kylian Mbappe. They're looking to maybe sell a few other strikers as well and bring in someone like Victor Osimhen. For me, him going to PSG is far more realistic than him coming to Chelsea Football Club. However, obviously, Romelu Lukaku plays a big part in our deal as well. Chelsea club sources have previously indicated they would not be willing to pay Victor Osimhen's release clause, but the opportunity to offload Romelu Lukaku from their wage bill could potentially help finance a move for Osimhen. So we have to also understand Romelu Lukaku's wages are crazy, in excess of 300k with us. So anything to get rid of that, and Osimhen will probably demand somewhere around 200k, maybe 250k, something along that line. I think he's already more than 150k with Napoli. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but he's going to be a tad bit cheaper than Romelu Lukaku, somewhere around 100k cheaper in terms of wages per week. The other issue that we've got at the moment, so we're going to come to a conclusion on this scenario and give our opinion on it. Romelu Lukaku will train with those not on the USA tour. His future is still up in the air with the club interested, Napoli interested, Osimhen dependent, others. Starts preseason prep for new campaign with future up in the air, and this is off the back of Romelu Lukaku is traveling back to Chelsea today to train with Cobham. So he's apparently back at Cobham. He wants to get fit, obviously, for the upcoming season, and of course, he's not going to be in the US tour, and he's going to potentially train by himself or maybe with the academy players. Now, in regards to all of this, ladies and gentlemen, let's give our verdict on the whole Osimhen Lukaku matter. I don't think it's going to happen. Even if we find a solution in terms of transfer fee with Lukaku potentially going to Napoli and Osimhen coming to us with a bit of a discount, I still don't think it's going to happen because Osimhen's going to demand quite a lot of salary and it's just not going to go down well. And I believe Osimhen as well, I think his age, from an age point of view, Osimhen age... From an age point of view, he's 25. He's turning 26 later this year in December. Maybe he'll just get away with the age factor, but the salary is just unrealistic. We're not going to make those salary. And considering we're not in Europe, well, we're in Conference League, but we're not in Champions League, and financial fair play is a bit of an issue. And we are trying to reduce our wage bill. It's hard for me. It's highly unrealistic. Now, in terms of the player, does he fit Maresca? That is also a question mark for me. I feel like Maresca needs a player that is far more mobile across the front three as opposed to a targetsman. Look, Osimhen's more than a targetsman. Of course, he presses well. His off-the-ball work rate is fantastic, and he's a gunman up front. He will seamlessly fit into the Premier League. I've got no doubts about that. We've got great history with African players playing up front for us. So from that perspective, I've got no issues. I wanted Victor Osimhen once upon a time when Poch was still the manager, and I thought Poch was still going to be the manager this season. I thought for Pochettino, someone like Victor Osimhen would have been sensational. For Enzo Maresca, I feel like someone like Gyökeres is far more suited. Obviously, we're not linked with Gyökeres anymore, but that caliber is far more suited. But let's see how this materializes. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Victor Osimhen, does he make sense to Chelsea Football Club? Would you like to see him at Chelsea Football Club under Enzo Maresca? Do you think he's going to fit? And do you think this is realistic at all? Let me know your thoughts. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, just in, there is some news unconfirmed at the moment about a potential offer from Chelsea for Chiesa after his agent was in England. Apparently, Chiesa's agent has met with quite a lot of clubs in London specifically, which makes me think that, Arsenal's in the mix, potentially Tottenham, obviously Chelsea. Don't know if any other clubs are involved from London, or I don't know whether it's all over England. So look, the bottom line with Chiesa before his injury was a phenomenal player. He seems to have gone down a notch since that injury that he's taken. I believe his ACL. And yeah, look, understandable after the ACL injury that his performances are not at the same level as it was prior to the injury. Look, I'm not really sure whether I'd entertain this player. Now, he would still be an upgrade for us on the left side, if I'm being absolutely honest. Definitely an upgrade on Mudryk, in my opinion. Definitely an upgrade on Sterling. Sterling is on the decline. It's not the same Sterling as 3-4 seasons ago, right? A lot of mileage that's happened on Sterling's legs. So Chiesa, look, I'm not entirely keen anymore. He is a bit of a question mark for me post the injury. And it's interesting that Juventus wants to let him go. So let me know your thoughts in regards to Chiesa. Still, a very good winger, but one I feel like is a bit of a question mark right now. Chelsea are considering a move for 2005-born goalkeeper Mike Penders. I thought we bought a goalkeeper. Now we're looking to get another goalkeeper. And what's that, 19-year-old goalkeeper? I mean, we just got Jurgensen. It just makes me think, when is enough? Like, when is enough is enough? I get we want to make money. That is one of the model revenue streams through buying all of these talents. But it's crazy. Chelsea are actually considering this. It's not even Strasbourg. Talks are ongoing with Genk as reported by Bob Faison. Nothing agreed yet, but the club considering move for talented goalkeeper. It won't impact Jorgensen deal. It'd be one for the future if Chelsea decided to proceed. So apparently he's a very good ball playing goalkeeper, extremely talented. If we do get him, we're going to loan him somewhere, maybe back to Genk again. But we haven't even got rid of the goalkeepers we have. And now we want to add more. It's just, it's got to catch them all, Pokemon. That's what it comes down to. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are making a strong move for 18-year-old goalkeeper. Okay, see the news for Mike Penders continues. Chelsea are making a strong move for 18-year-old goalkeeper Mike Penders. The intention is to loan him back to Genk for another season. So more news in regards to this particular goalkeeper. Let me know if you guys know anything about him. Some of you guys tend to know. Blueco has identified Penders as a new potential Thibaut Courtois. Talks on players' side just because he looks a little bit, maybe his height, and maybe even the looks a little bit like Thibaut Courtois. But people say he's very good on the ball. Thibaut Courtois, I don't think he's known for his ball playing ability, but he's a top-notch shot stopper. So yeah, Mike Penders, ladies and gentlemen, I think he might be Belgian. Now, next up, Enzo Fernandez has apologized, but there are no signs his 6 French teammates have accepted the 23-year-old's expressions of remorse. Enzo Fernandez, ladies and gentlemen, he is apparently back with the team in USA tour right now. So it's going to be interesting how it all pans out, what type of pictures we get to see from our admin page on Twitter, on Facebook, or wherever, Instagram. Training pictures. Are there going to be smiles? Are there going to be some sort of animosity? Look, all I'm going to say is that it is a tough situation. Of course, I get it. I'm not underplaying it one bit, but at the end of the day, he is your teammate. You're going to have to somehow find a middle ground and be able to move on. You can't hold this animosity towards this guy. He said sorry, he's put out the statement. He's your teammate. You really think this guy's a racist guy? I don't know, man. If they can't seem to move on and accept him back in, and I understand it can be tough. I fully get that. But we are going to fall apart. We are going to fall apart if there's no camaraderie, if there's no cohesion. So I fully expect the team to move on from the matter. Not saying that don't just put it under the carpet. No, acknowledge it, talk about it, talk it out, accept the apology, and let's move on and let's fight for Chelsea Football Club, because that's what it comes down to. If they don't have any sort of cohesion, we are finito. We are absolutely finito. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Keenan Dewsbury-Hall is ahead of schedule in recovery from ankle injury. Chelsea have been cautious, but he's closing in on his first appearance, which is great. Hope to see him. We need a bit of Enzo Maresca's passing from the midfield. Need to see this brother come back and see what he can do for us. I want to see maybe Nkunku up front, even though Mark Gue is doing really well. But we need to see a little bit of variation, and someone like Keenan Dewsbury-Hall hopefully, obviously understands Maresca football and exactly will know what to do in midfield. So yeah, looking forward to this brother coming back into Chelsea. Some of you guys might be saying, "Oh, when did he pick up this injury?" Apparently, he picked it up at Leicester. So obviously, he's still just recovering from it, and no problems. Take your time. Get it fully recovered and train as hard as possible, and then start featuring in these preseason matches, because we need to get that fitness level up. So very, very eagerly waiting for Keenan Dewsbury-Hall to feature for Chelsea Football Club. Next up, Nicholas Jackson is getting closer to returning after an ankle issue, another ankle issue. So we had an ankle issue for Keenan Dewsbury-Hall. Now we've got an ankle issue for Nicholas Jackson, which also happened prior to the preseason. We should see Chelsea striker towards the back end of the USA tour. The Real Madrid match is August 6th. So another one waiting eagerly to see him come back into the frame. And look, big responsibility on Nicholas Jackson. He's got a big season coming up. It's done fairly good last season, scoring a lot of goals and missing a lot of big opportunities as well. There's so many areas he needs to improve. Aerially, he needs to improve. And sometimes the final decision making in the final third definitely needs to be a lot more clinical. So let's see what Nicholas Jackson can bring, but yet another player that should hopefully improve us as well moving forward. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, gallery behind the scenes of our away kit launch. Now, this is a particular kit I can get on board with. Our home kit sucks, but the away one is banging, and this is something that I wouldn't mind copying and getting sometime this season. So this looks very nice. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, on our away kit. Let's see if there's any other news that has popped in since we started recording. PYS is always a good place to go now. It doesn't look like there is anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about. Osimhen, Lukaku, Enzo Fernandez, the new goalkeeper, the lot. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya.